Oh, here we are, coming in.
Oh, lovely.
So this is where we do the singing. This is the booth.
Oh, it's really lovely. Every time you say goodbye. I think I'm really happy with that.
Bluebell Notes podcast is brought to you courtesy of Long Way Home Productions, the friendly home of recording in Sussex. At your place or ours, together we'll make your music really shine.
The familiar strains of the Minute Waltz. Oh no, I'm on the wrong programme, aren't I? Good afternoon, morning, evening, good day, wherever you are. It's episode 15 of Bluebell Notes. I'm Neil Povey, broadcaster and podcast host.
And I am James T. Tippler of the Starship. No, I'm Jim Tippler of Milton Hyde and by Jimbo Design.
By Jimbo
I'm
Design.
just going to slip that in
Get that
there.
one in.
Slide it in there.
Slide that one in there. So if you need any graphic design, then I'm your man.
And who's on the other side of the
And
table today?
I'm Josie Tippler, otherwise known as Jo Church, when I'm performing as part of Milton Hyde, and I'm also an artist.
Excellent stuff. Right, so this podcast, if you haven't listened before, it's a music podcast. Essentially, we talk about music. We've got some live music in it, and it's sprung from the live event called Bluebell Roots, which has been going for 8 years.
I think it's longer.
Is it 8.5 now?
I think it's longer.
So we talk about things from that perspective, as in the sense of putting on live music, particularly. That's kind of what we talk about here.
Yeah, and roots music, more
music
specifically.
generally, yeah. Hence Bluebell Roots.
Exactly.
And we had to change it for the podcast, so that's why it's notes. Anyway, it's first time recording in here.
I know, you might hear a
Yes.
seagull or two in the background,
we
and
are.
a cat, perhaps.
We're in Hastings today.
Yes, not quite sunny Hastings at the moment. It's,
You know what? It's still warm though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's and it's beautiful.
Do you know what I was saying this morning? I like the fact that it's just a normal temperature.
Yes, I like that.
Normal.
Very much so.
What is normal?
Well, anything below
normal.
24, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Average for the time of year, that's what they say, isn't it?
Is that what it is? Yeah, that probably is about right, actually.
Don't get me started on
So,
averages.
yeah. We also have 3 dogs in the room with us, and we have
Yeah.
a cat outside the door who's probably going to start
Might
yowling
hear
in a while.
that, but yeah, it'll be
And lots of
fighting
seagulls.
between the seagulls and the. So I'm looking across in the distance. I get the lovely view of the. Is that Hastings Country Park over
It
there?
is, yeah.
Yeah, well, you got Sheer Barn camping
Yeah.
just behind those trees, and then just behind that is the country park.
There's a
where
lovely
you-
red chimney stack.
It's
Isn't it
gorgeous,
nice?
isn't it?
I like that.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
First time recording in your new gaff.
I know, in the breakfast room.
In the is that what it is?
Oh, and dinner room.
Well, I've got a Danish pastry, so it's very breakfasty.
I know, stop waving your pastry in my face. That's no good at all.
I'm guessing it's probably not the first time something has been recorded in this house yet, though. I'd imagine you've already done some other recording.
Yeah, we have done some recording. Did we do Forgetting to Live? I think we did that
I've
since we
forgotten.
moved in here.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to play a bit of banjo just to keep Jim happy, and then we're going to talk about what today's all about. Jim was panicked actually earlier because he thought we'd lost the banjo. I suspect he thought it'd been sabotaged, but
We weren't panicking.
no, we weren't. No, that's what I said. So today, we're going to talk about pigeonholing,
Yes.
not seagull holing, pigeonholing, and the effect that can have on you as a musician. More, if that's the perspective that we're coming from, realistically, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because in the roots world, I think it's fair to say. And we've talked about this before, there's this idea of folk clubs, if you like, and a lot of musicians like yourselves will play at a range of folk clubs or music clubs more generally, where they have, I'm seeing your mug that you've given me today is Alive at Thornsit Road, which is kind of a house concert series. Yep. We spoke to Chris from LATR in a previous podcast, and so that kind of event. The events themselves can get pigeonholed as well as the sort of musicians who attend them.
Yes.
But why is that? Why?
It's, well, I don't know why.
Well,
it
I think it's a comfort thing, and also audiences like to know what they're going to get. In general, our audience, luckily, for Bluebell Roots, they come along not necessarily knowing what they're going to get, and that's what they appreciate. But other places are perhaps a little bit more conservative, and like the reassurance that they're going to be, seeing something traditional, maybe.
Well, folk clubs used to have the reputation of finger in ear stuff, didn't they? And you would expect to, if you went to a folk club, hear people singing traditional folk.
A cappella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now I think they've probably got more of a reputation of somebody playing guitar.
Yeah, okay.
That seems to be more of a general folk club and music club perception, doesn't it?
I've come into it sort of later on in life. I wasn't into folk and acoustic music early on. I maybe a little bit of blues and things like that. But I used to go and see bands live in big venues, lots of amplified stuff. Even if it was an acoustic number, it was coming through a big PA. And so going to smaller, more intimate gigs, which is the kind of thing we're talking about here, is newer to me. And I've never really experienced it in that stereotypical folk club way. Yeah. Actually, aside from maybe the format in the sense that we have floor spots and then maybe a main artist. I mean, some folk clubs are all floor spots, aren't they, I suppose?
Yeah, they are.
But I've never really experienced it in that way. So I think you're right in the sense that it's probably changed and changing. Do you think the general perception of that kind of event has changed to catch up with it and keep up with it?
I don't know, really. It's the audiences at folk clubs tend to be older audiences.
Yep.
And they are a diminishing audience in the sense that not so many people are around, frankly.
That's one side of it.
And a lot of people stopped going after COVID.
Yeah.
And that goes for a whole load of different live events.
And that some people get fed up when you start saying things like that, and you say, "Oh, yeah, you blame it all on COVID." But it absolutely, from being a part of it, it's definitely
it was
made
definitely
a difference.
it was a start of people, slowing down and not doing the stuff.
But people found other ways to entertain themselves, didn't they? So people who had been going to live events probably discovered YouTube and thought, well, actually,
and podcasts.
Podcasts. Yeah. So they found different ways of entertaining themselves. So they're not as inclined to go out to live music.
Also, post-COVID, post-Brexit, we are experiencing what is currently being termed the cost of living crisis and so on. And so there is an element of cost involved in it. So perhaps that has an effect too. But in terms of the pigeonholing, to bring it back on message, as it were, do you think that people sort of look at live, but we don't advertise Bluebell Roots as a folk club or a folk event. We do advertise it as a roots music event. Do you think that has an effect on who comes?
I think it has a positive effect in terms of the audience that we want. I mean, we are by definition quite eclectic with our music taste, aren't we?
Very sure.
And that's our kind of USP, isn't
Although
it?
you
really?
still not let me have a jazz trio.
No.
Well, we did find that when From the Workshop came along, they were totally unexpected.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell what kind of music they were going to be putting out.
No.
From their appearance.
And I think we've had, certainly looking back at the years that we've been doing this, that's been the case a lot of the time.
Yes.
So we've had Grant Sharkey, for example, come along, and
totally unexpected.
And I mean, I don't think our audience was really ready for Grant, So we definitely we pushed the envelope, as it were.
I should just say, Grant absolutely smashed it that night.
Totally, yes. Right down to the underlayers, completely. My children were at that gig as well, and there was an awful lot of bad language, wasn't there? It was very funny when we said it's cool. They hear worse at home, I promise. But I think you're right. We're quite eclectic with that, and I think you're right. I think it probably our audience knows that now.
Yeah.
It's taken time to build that, though.
Yeah. So when go on.
No, you carry on.
I was just going to say that the audience knows that they're going to get a mixture they don't necessarily know the artist who we've booked, the main artist that we've booked, but they still like to take a chance.
They trust us.
Yeah.
In that sense, I suppose.
Yeah. So we don't generally pigeonhole. In fact, we try and get we actively try and get a variety of of styles. We try and get a variety of we try and get even up the sexes.
Yeah.
We struggle to get different ethnicities involved.
That's at least in part due to the fact that we live in a massively white area.
Yeah, there is that.
It's not massively ethnically diverse in this area. I mean, there is more than there was when we grew up, but it's in music still perhaps not represented in that.
Yeah, so we buck the trend that we're talking about. Yeah. I think with Bluebell Roots. So it's not, but when we play and apply to play in some other clubs and venues, either we get told that, we either get told they love us and they want to book us, hopefully, or we get pigeonholed into, your sort of.
You're not our audience.
You're not our audience. We do traditional music. We do this, that, or the other, and they just. So you do get put into you often get put into a category, and I think there are prejudices. They probably maybe even take a look at us and think it's another couple with guitar and acoustic instruments
of a certain age.
I'll
just mention that because we all sound young. But this isn't a video podcast.
And you get put into that kind of category.
Yeah, sure.
And then you go along and play, and you hopefully you surprise people.
Yeah, we had a lovely comment. We're just looking at our audience book from when we did our mini Northern tour. And I forget which gig it was at. I think it was probably Dunfermline, was it?
That's a long way north. That's not even this country.
The comment was it was lovely to have a change from our usual traditional Scottish music.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's what they are used to expecting. But obviously they do have other music and they welcome it. Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier before we were chatting, Jim, that it can be a positive thing as well, actually, because I said I've sort of put out the idea that perhaps it could be if you can pigeonhole yourself, but into several pigeonholes, and you can sell yourself to a venue or a gig as the one that you think is going to fit them best, and then you expand within that actual performance. You mentioned it for Cajun Dogs, for example.
That's true. With the Cajun Dogs, the band I was in with my brother and Darren Pearson and Andy Maybe for about 10 years.
Can we wave at Andy from here?
No, not unless you can wave through a brick wall.
Oh, right, okay.
He's back that direction.
Oh, he's in that way. All right, okay.
That band, because it was sort of a roots music band with Cajun music with an accordion, we could get sort of folk gigs, sort of folk festivals type gigs, and folk club type gigs, because we could switch our repertoire a little bit to make it more acoustic.
Yep.
But at the same time, we got gigs for doing Hells Angels festivals, and
rock
and
roll.
Blues,
rock and roll festivals.
Yeah, I was going to say blues and rock and roll definitely. Yeah, in that Cajun style because they steal from it, don't they?
Well, I think the other advantage of pitching yourself in a certain way is that if there are those clubs or venues that sort of specialise in maybe Americana, you can get those gigs.
Yep.
And
that's been big the last 10, 12 years. Americana's become a thing.
Yeah, it's not
that I'd never heard of.
No, it's not something I particularly like.
I don't think of it as a genre.
Not the genre of music, it's too nebulous.
When we had what are they called? The Canadiana
Yes.
That was fun.
When we lit up the room in red and white,
April
didn't we?
Moon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
April Moon.
April Moon came.
Yeah, and we had flags up. It was all very patriotic of that night, wasn't it?
So if you're talking about multiple pigeonholes, what would
Yeah.
be the term for that? Would be a flock? Hole?
A dovecot of genres.
Yes.
I don't know. What do they put racing pigeons in? Is a shed? Is it
A pie?
I don't think you put the racing ones in pies. I've had wood pigeon before. I
it's-
ate wood pigeon at a Moroccan restaurant in Brighton once. But,
It is very difficult to describe yourself, isn't it? Unless you do specialise in, say, traditional folk,
Yeah.
or you specialise in jazz or blues. It's very difficult to actually describe what you do succinctly. So
Yeah.
if you are diverse in what you do,
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
If you can describe yourself in a particular way or liken yourself to someone else,
Yeah.
then
If
you're more
you
likely
like this.
Yeah, you're more likely to get a booking.
Yeah. For fans of.
Yeah.
and
and
you're-
it's kind of where we struggle a little bit because our tastes are eclectic, aren't they? And
Yeah.
and we try and make our gigs, try and get a lot of variety into our sets.
But your eclecticism comes from, like you say, your different tastes in music, because you both write, you both compose, and let's actually just use that as a practical example. Because if you were going to say, okay, Milton Hyde. I'm looking at a big M and an H on the wall here in the new gaff. What would you, if somebody said to you primarily, what's your big heading one? What would you call it?
Yeah, see, there you are.
You see, exactly. That's the
Yeah.
thing, isn't it? So
Yeah.
actually, to be pigeonholed as, say, folk,
Yeah.
I think is very wrong.
Yeah, and the problem is that we have, and other acts, maybe like us, in that, we're an acoustic duo.
Yeah.
You're going to get called a folk act
Yeah.
because you play acoustically.
Yeah.
And we kind of call ourselves a folk act because a lot of our repertoire and a lot of our material that is sort of story-based and ballad-based.
Yeah. It draws from those traditions for certain.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And there are very much some out and out folk songs. I mean, when you look at the Onion Pie Murders,
Oh, yeah.
song,
Yeah.
and things
Yeah.
like that, that's a very folky type
Yeah.
of song.
Yeah.
In style as well as lyrically and so on.
Don't get me
But-
wrong. I don't say I'm not saying we're not a folk act.
No.
Because,
Yeah.
in that sense we are.
But then maybe that's where the word roots comes in very
Yeah.
useful, because
Yeah.
roots covers a lot more bases. Actually, although you saying about Americana
Yeah,
being a
no,
bit
it's-
nebulous,
Roots is
roots is even
nebulous.
more. I mean, reggae's in with
Well, I
that,
think
isn't
it-
it?
It's nebulous,
I
Sarah.
think a good catch-all is singer-songwriter.
Yeah,
That
yep.
covers all sorts, doesn't it?
It does, but again, then you start going down the, Billy Joel. Again,
Yeah.
it's
Is
a minefield.
or is it? What was his name? Gordon. Who did?
Gordon
Get
Brown.
down, get down, get down. That's not Gordon anybody, is it?
Oh yeah, my favourite,
Yeah,
Gilbert O'Sullivan.
Gilbert. Thank you,
You
Gilbert
picked
O'Sullivan.
one of his. I mean, that's a good song, but it's not his best one.
Well, we can get into that another time, because he's not going to be coming along and doing the Bluebell Roots anytime soon.
God,
But when he
imagine that.
does,
That would be
we'll
amazing.
talk about it
I
then.
love
But yeah,
Gilbert
but that's
O'Sullivan.
when I think of singer-songwriters, those are the classics. Billy Joel, as you say. But then
Alone
you've got,
Again Naturally.
that's it. And then you've got people nowadays in the pop music market that you would call singer-songwriters.
Yeah.
I mean, even Adele. Who's huge. Taylor Swift is a singer-songwriter,
Yeah.
but she's a country singer-songwriter, but it's country pop, and so those labels are a little bit tricky. I'm going to go back to one of my favourite bands who I've seen live a lot, and it is jazz, but it's not
Red
jazz.
Snapper.
No way. How did you know that?
You might
One
have
day
mentioned them once or
we're going to
twice
do a
before.
Red Snapper episode. I'm going to get Rich down and come and talk about playing roots music, and we'll go to Swansea for the day, go and interview him. But yeah, I had the privilege to interview them when they had a 20th year album celebration up in London, and I got to interview them, and they had they get all the same. They get. It's drum and bass. It's lo-fi, or it's trip hop, or it's electronica. But it is jazz. But it's F-off jazz is what Ali, the bassist, calls it.
And it's true, isn't it? Because
Cockabilly jazz is another phrase he used.
You go into, we've always done it. I mean, it's human nature, isn't it? Because you go into a record shop and you'll go to the
there's labels.
genre you want to look for.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's the rock genre or,
yeah.
And then you've got subgenres. And then, oh, blimey.
Well, one of the things I found recently, weirdly saying that, is that more what I tend to look at now, if I'm buying music, physical copies of music, I look at labels.
Yeah.
And and so there are certain labels that release music that I think I like their oeuvre, I like their catalogue.
Yeah, I guess they're more like curators in that sense, aren't they?
And so that's a way that as I've got older, I found I choose music better that way, I think, and it introduces me to more. What about the negative sides then? I mean, if we've touched on it briefly, in that you might lose gigs because somebody says, "Well, no, you're this, that, or the other." How do you get over that?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I don't know. Let's get some suggestions from our audience, please.
Very good.
One of the things we've done is by having a selection of things on YouTube and videos.
Yeah.
So we can say, yes, you've seen us play as a full band.
Yeah.
But here's us playing acoustically.
Yeah.
So we play acoustic. We can play mic'd up. We can play as a full band.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get examples of the different ways that we can perform.
Yeah.
To get over that. You wouldn't suit our venue.
If you're touting for gigs, it's not something I've ever had to do, not a musician, but do you approach promoters, clubs, individuals? How does it work? And then what do you do? Do you send them samples? Do you send them a video? Do you send them a link to an album or something like that?
Links.
Yeah, again, there are different ways to do this, but I'm not sure really what works best for us. What we tend to do is you send you send an email, and that would have a very brief biography on it.
Yeah.
Sort of quite a salesy biography.
Yeah.
With links, essentially, and that's basically it. And then you follow it up, and then you follow it up again, and you follow it up again. It's very labour intensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tends to be what we do. Whether that's the most effective way, I'm really interested to know if people pick up the phone. Actually, that's what I'd really like to know.
Yeah.
I know we're getting onto a different subject here.
Yeah.
Well, it is,
gigs,
but I was just thinking, because it does come in that category of like, well, they're one of the things they're going to look at is what are you? What do you play? What kind of stuff do you play? And so,
one of the, what I would say is, in terms of not being pigeonholed, is try and do a variety of gigs.
Right.
So do the pub gigs, do the open mics, do
festival stages.
Stages. Go for the ones that you're slightly out of your comfort zone.
House concerts.
Doing.
Yeah.
And we tend to apply to folk clubs because that tends to be where we gravitate. And our material gets appreciated. But at the same time, if we go along I remember we did the Spice of Life up in...
Yeah, Soho.
Leytonstone.
Up in Soho, wasn't it? Leicester Square, I think it's just off of Leicester Square. And we went there, and it was a really broad range of music and ages, and we absolutely smashed it, that gig.
Good.
Yeah.
And we're just doing our own stuff.
No, well done, you.
I know, but
it was like I think that was the first time somebody came up to us afterwards and said, "Well, that was just amazing. I was so surprised by what you did there."
Yeah,
and we do tend to surprise people because we don't perform how we look.
And that's kind of what I would say about not being pigeonholed, mixed with people that you wouldn't necessarily perform alongside.
Yes. So you're getting variety even within one gig. Which is what happens at Bluebell Roots.
And again, people, the audience will pick up on that, and hopefully look out for you again.
Let's take it back there, because I'm saying about it being like that at Bluebell Roots. Our last live guests were from the workshop. not from the wardrobe, as
Or from work
or
salt.
from work
or from
salt.
the woodshed.
Jonnie's
It's from the men's shed that's just up the road. I assume you've joined. since
I've got the
you've-
paperwork.
Excellent. You very kindly. We didn't have time to chat to them at the end after the gig, but they did. We've got a slightly different format now. We do sort of two halves, don't we? So I have a couple of floor spots and then the first half for our guests. Where did they travel down from? Do they talk about that in this?
Biggin Hill.
Biggin Hill. Okay, so it's not.
Johnny's getting a new job
Is he?
as a tram driver.
What?
I know.
Where?
Croydon.
Wow.
I know.
I'd love to do that. I haven't been on any of the trams that are in England yet.
Have you not? Oh man! Have you not been on the metro in Manchester?
No, not
That's
been to.
fantastic.
Never been to Manchester. I've been to Macclesfield, and we stayed with friends in Macclesfield. And I was like, I'd like to go to Manchester, and they went, "No, you don't."
Oh, isn't there a song?
yes, I do.
I've been to Macclesfield, but I've
Oh yeah,
never been to me.
yeah. That's was it Gilbert O'Sullivan?
No, I can't remember her name.
All right. Well, but anyway, you caught up with them a little while after. They did a great gig, and I
They
think
did,
the
yes.
same as you mentioned. They don't do what you think they're going to do based on what they look
Yeah.
like.
And the irony of that is we met them in the flesh. We'd bumped into them before, but we met them at a folk festival, at Herne Bay Folk Festival last year.
Okay. Okay. So, well, let's have a listen to what they said to you, catching up with you after the gig at Bluebell Roots, which was what, April, was it?
Yeah, 12th of April.
Let's hear from the workshop.
Anyway, we're joined by Jonnie and Helen of From the Workshop. So you joined us at Bluebell Roots on the 12th of April.
The audience were just lovely, though. Really,
Yeah.
really lovely. Really complimentary, really supportive. It's a really lovely environment you've created through your hard work.
Well,
Really.
thank you very much. That's very We thought with you having just released 2 singles, we thought that would be a really good topic for conversation. Actually, recording and releasing. What was the motivation for doing for releasing a single and then releasing two, and tell us about them.
I was never fond of releasing singles because I just thought, what's the point? We'll record an album and then we'll release an album.
It's taking a long time to record and release an album.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's taken a long time. And because we've been doing it in stages and getting songs mixed and then mastered in groups, we thought, well, we released Tunnel Road in last October. And that was meant to be, we'll release Tunnel Road, we'll get the album finished, and then we'll release the album. But that didn't really happen, and we're still working on the album. And we thought, actually, we got quite a lot of good momentum from Tunnel Road, and we should probably release something else to keep people interested.
Yeah.
And so that's why we wanted to release something else. And we ended up releasing our song called Other Side with a double A side of Take Me Away, and they go quite nicely together.
And one, I think you describe yourself almost as a novelty song, don't you?
Yeah,
It's a little bit of a joke.
yeah.
Take Me
Yeah.
Away one we wrote in the
Yeah.
back of the Zafira on Beachy Head because we'd gone away car camping.
The introduction to
Yeah.
this song live is always Helen proceeds to announce to everyone that Jonnie would never want this song
Yeah,
played live.
I'd never see the light of day.
Yeah.
I did, and I did.
He did. And then he swore that we would never record it. And now we've released it.
Now, well, the reason we released it
Is our friend said it was good.
So we've got a friend who works for a record company, and he was helping us with like the Tunnel Road promotion, just as a friend, and he said he listened to the 4 that we'd recorded and mastered, and he was like, "This one, this is it, this is the one." And he said it's catchy, it's summery, and we're entering
Yeah,
summer. And
Yeah.
I went to our mastering engineer instead and said, "Which one do you think?" and he said Other Side, and he put Take Me Away at like number 4. So
Our
always good
mastering
to have one of
engineer's about the same age as me, whereas our advisor is in his 20s.
yeah, we've got a
okay.
nice range to help.
that's-
us.
So you kind of
That's
got
really
two different
good.
generations there and their opinion. Yeah.
And to be fair,
Yeah.
Other Side was probably my favourite of the 4 recordings that we did, and ultimately, I think it's a really beautiful, catchy song as well. And it's the first
Yeah.
song that we wrote
It
as
is
a
the
duo
first duo
together.
together. So it's
And so it's
2
very
years old now.
Yeah, it's 2 years old. Yeah, we're way behind.
I think there's something that links them both, and that's kind of an honesty.
Yeah.
Because the Other Side is about your relationship, isn't it? And how you got together
Meeting.
and meeting and so on. And obviously car camping is about being in the back of a Safira together with a cockapoo.
Who came with us that time.
Oh,
you know.
okay.
Yeah, the one I love the most.
Yeah, it's the one I love the most.
So you're doing a lot of gigging at the moment, aren't you? So a lot of those ones that you're going to have to do car camping.
We have a
can't
roof
pretend.
tent now. Yeah, so we
You
can.
don't have a Zafira.
So we're heading
Yeah.
this Saturday. We're heading to Dorset to play Wimborne Minster Folk Festival.
Lovely.
And they've upgraded us from the busking stop in the pouring rain to the stage in
We
the
did
square
last year, and
amazing.
Yeah.
And Karen Pfeiffer and Paul Walker were there with our bucket trying to get people to go. And she's like,
Yeah, they were great. Yeah. And so the festival felt sorry for us, so they've given us a slot on the stage, which is actually really good because there's some lovely people playing that stage on the same day. So,
Like, we get to share the stage.
Katie Grace Harris and Honey and the Bear. What did we bring to shelter ourselves?
Oh, my mum and dad lent us their garden umbrella.
Yeah, we were singing under a garden umbrella.
Oh, well, that's
in
good.
the torrential rain.
Oh, was there no
And
gazebo?
it was- no.
No gazebo.
No,
Oh.
and there was no amplification either because we were just buskers.
Yeah.
So yeah, because we will be taking the roof tent and certainly for Broadstairs Folk Week we're doing about 5 shows and we'll be
That's going to be a busy one, isn't it?
But yeah, kind of going back to what you were saying about why do we record, the thing is as well, we've been working on this album together because although we've got material out there, it's not, we don't sing a lot of the songs live that we already recorded, and so the album that we're creating at the moment are the songs that we sing a lot more of, and it's just been, and it's taking its time. So one of the reasons we kind of wanted to keep releasing another couple of singles is so that there's something for people to go back to and listen to
Yeah.
when they've seen us live, so they've got something tangible.
Yeah, because I always have that because people are very interested in buying physical music still, and I'm very passionate about physical music myself. So I've I think it's not just the music, it's the artwork, and it's being able to hold music in your hand, which I think is quite a special thing that we're losing. And so I think when people now come to us after a gig and say, "Oh, have you got a CD? Where can I hear your music?" I always have this sense of embarrassment because the songs that we've recorded were ones that I'd written before I met Helen, and so the fact that we've brought everything in house and now are recording ourselves
In
and
my house.
in her house,
Yeah.
and I'm mixing everything. And it's actually the first time we've recorded music as from the workshop, and I'm like, oh wow, this is really, this is what we want it to
But the
sound
songs
like.
that we've written,
Yes.
the first album focuses on songs we've written for each other, and so that's something really special to share with people, isn't it?
And it is very honest. It's very self-indulgent, and but we are very honest songwriters, and we like to connect with people on just the everyday. There's nothing really deep and powerful about what we write about. Well, there is some, but ultimately we
The
are.
songs are quite powerful.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say so.
Completely wrong, but
They connect with people, which is powerful in itself.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Yeah, I guess so.
Do-
I guess so. Yeah.
Do you find that recording helps you develop a song a bit more? That as you're recording it, you find something new in it, or is it
I've
already
learned to play
fully
bass
formed?
for them.
Yes.
Yeah, she's learned to. So there's songs that we record where like we get to a point. I'm like, this needs bass, Helen.
No,
And
like,
I know,
really?
no, you don't
Does it have
play
to?
bass on this live, but it would really
So
help.
actually, though, we added bass to "I'll Be Glad," and I have actually managed to play that live a couple of times.
You have,
now.
yeah, and and it also it allows me to pick up some of my other instruments like mandolin that I don't get an
Yeah.
opportunity to play live. But yeah,
So what's
I'm sure it'll be
next?
nice.
What's next? When are you next in the recording studio?
We finished all the recording for the album.
Yeah.
We've
You have?
asked we've asked a
Flautist.
flautist to record for one of our songs, called "Then I Can Dream."
And then
Then it's just mixing. So I'm basically in an editing and mixing stage of the last 4 songs, and we've had another 3 songs almost ready for mastering. So that makes 8 songs, and then we've got another 4 to just. I've got to
Yeah.
start editing and mixing, and I've got to kind of get my speedy shoes on. I love vinyl records, and I really want to get it produced on vinyl, and I think that's going to take quite a long time. And we also need some funds. We were thinking about doing a Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah.
we just haven't quite got
But
around.
we've just not got
to
around.
So, what festivals are you doing this summer?
Wimble Minster Folk Festival is next weekend.
We're doing Pig's Ear.
Pigs Ear Folk and Ale Festival in Sevenoaks
We've
Weald.
got a little slot on the acoustic stage at Chicken
In
Stock.
Stockbury, Kent. We're doing Herne Bay Folk Festival
Yeah.
and Broadstairs Folk Week, and that might be all of them.
But we are also going to be supporting Luke Jackson
Yeah.
at St Edith Folk. on
Yeah.
the
Oh, cool.
3rd of July.
Bessel's Green Baptist Church on 3rd of July. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, that's brilliant. Luke's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, have a fantastic summer. Enjoy the festivals. Enjoy whatever you're doing, and really look forward to hearing the album. Have you got a title for the album, by the way?
We do. Yeah.
You're going to keep that under your hat for now.
No, I think we've publicly said it. It's going to be called A Flask of Kindness.
Nice.
Which is a line from one of our songs.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Great. All right, Jonnie, Helen, thanks ever so much for joining us. And,
Yeah, thank you. Lovely to
and,
talk to you.
Yeah, we'll see you again soon, hopefully.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
I pressed that a bit too soon there, but I didn't mean to. But
Unless Josie was like in the room playing the clarinet at the end of the
Yes.
interview. I didn't
I-
notice
Under the
that.
table.
I was
with
getting
Lorna,
ready to
yeah.
press it, and I didn't realise I'd pressed it, and and I thought, oh, you've done it for me, and then realised that the lights on
Doing
there.
it yourself.
That's
anyway.
fine.
That's Jonnie and Helen from the workshop, from the workshop,
From the
from the workshop,
Yes.
or who are from the workshop.
Yes, from the workshops, Jonnie and Helen.
That makes thank you. Good. We're nothing if not grammatically correct on Bluebell Notes.
So they were talking about the 2 singles, the double
Yeah.
single they've released. So The Other Side and Take Me Away.
And we're going to hear the other side, the live version of that in a minute. Is that released now? Do we know if it's out?
Yes,
It
Yeah,
is
it's
yeah,
out
they
there
did
now,
last week,
yeah.
didn't they, I think?
Yep. Okay, so that's good. So go to all of your favourite streaming services and to Bandcamp. Presumably they got a Bandcamp.
It's on Bandcamp, but I think if the link is on their website, which is officialftw.com.
Okay. All right.
I will double check
Yeah,
that.
don't
Jim
try
will
not
be
don't
double-checking
type
that.
in WTF. FTW, please. Thank you. So Jim will check on that, and then I mean, talking to their performance before we hear the song, I really related to some of the stuff they talked about parenting
Yes.
that Helen particularly talked about, and I thought it was like you say, unexpected. In terms of the variety of songs and what you got from them, from who was there.
And the subject matter of their songs.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The audience absolutely loved them.
They did indeed. Yeah, there was lots of chat, wasn't there,
Yeah.
afterwards,
Yeah.
and so which is great. And if that's what helps them to make a living doing what they're doing, then great, because if that sends people their way to listen, to buy stuff and so on, that's what we want. So let's hear this then from the workshop live at Bluebell Roots on the 12th of April earlier this year. This is called The Other Side.
This song's called The Other Side. I was lost, I was tired,
circles, losing myself in everybody else. I was lost, I was lonely. I hit the wall, but there was no door, and I didn't know what to do. You threw me around, you pulled me up, you showed me a new way to go. You threw me some hope and you pulled me in. You showed me there was life to live on the other side. I've learned so much from you, how to be patient, how to be kind, how to accept myself, searching for my life again, finding my spirit, finding my voice, new adventures every day. You threw me a rope, you pulled me up, you showed me a new way to go. You threw me some hope and you pulled me in. You showed me there was life to live on the other side. You showed me there was life to live on the other side. When I stumble as the wall rebuilds, I know you're there to pick me off the floor. When I fall upon my broken dreams, you're there to show a future I adore. When I'm walking into the unknown, I know Him will be there by my side. Never fading, never waning, always true. With open arms and a welcoming heart. You threw me a rope, you pulled me up, you showed me a new way to go. You threw me some hope and you pulled me in. You showed me there was life to live on the other side. You showed me there was life to live on the other side. Loving me for all my crazy. You and me, you wild and free as we journey to the sea.
That was to fade from one clapping into the other there. The other side live at Bluebell Roots with from the workshop with and of from the workshop. I'm going to read it from the website. Better with a script. Alternative folk duo from the workshop crafted unconventional, enticing harmonies and driving rhythms that capture the hearts of those who dare to listen. No, dare.
Oh, I like that.
All right, that's very good, isn't it? Yeah. Guitar, kick drum, and ukulele bass. They bring a suitcase full of influences, literally a suitcase in the bass drum, including people like Frank Turner, Show of Hands, Joni Mitchell, Vocal Few. That's a new one on me. I don't know Vocal Few.
Ditto.
And Radiohead. Have you heard of them?
Radiohead.
No, the kids. I think the kids are into it. It's one of those things. Creating a unique blend of heartfelt folk music. Lots of releases on their Bandcamp. The Other Side and Take Me Away is the single, which is the most one. Tunnel Road, which they talked about in the interview as well.
Yeah, that was her last single, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Prior to these.
Yeah.
Johnny's an artist as well, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
When
Yeah,
they
does some
stayed,
really
we had a
lovely
nice
stuff.
chat with them about art. And
I'm getting a hot knee.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a dog breathing on me.
Yeah, so we've got a slight panty
It's
dog
like-
here
it's like
because
the-
it's raining.
Yeah,
When it
but so if
rains,
you-
she starts panting.
Yeah, if you can hear the panting in the background, bless her. She's a little bit stressed, and I feel like is it Moss in the IT crowd? Sometimes I get a hot ear. He's got a little spray.
The website was correct, by the way. So
From official
FTW.com.
Excellent. Okay, brilliant stuff. Check them out, please do, and see where they're playing and go and support them, because that's the kind of thing that we want to make sure that happens as a result of A, them playing at Bluebell Roots, but also B, us talking about them on Bluebell Notes. Well, we kind of think we kind of covered the pigeonholing thing pretty well. I hope so.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear your thoughts on it, though.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more. I think there's a lot more to say on it.
Go on then.
From other people.
From other people.
We want to hear other people's views on pigeonholing and describing
and genre
describing
setting
music. Yeah,
you know, if
is
you're
it
not
necessary?
You know,
why do we have to sort of pigeonhole things?
Yeah,
Can
definitely.
we not all just be
Musicians.
music? It's just music.
Musicians tend to be a bit like that. They tend to be a bit more eclectic and just go with it. No matter
it's
what.
the flipping listeners that pigeonhole us, isn't it? I'm not a musician.
What I will say is, living in Hastings as we do now, on a Tuesday night, there's an excellent night down in the Jenny Lind. Other pubs are available.
Yeah. An awful lot of other pubs in Hastings as well.
Called Adventures in Pop.
Oh, yes. That's
and
totally different.
That is totally different.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to get from one week to the next, and it's fantastic.
Weekly event.
Yeah.
Excellent. I like
It's fantastic. It's run by Jude and Matt and Stiv, yeah.
Oh, good.
And you could go along there, and Stiv's band is the Head Shrinkers.
Yeah,
and they're sort of quite a
Head Shrinkers.
Yeah, a punk band.
Oh, it's one of those bands that's got two E's on the D.
And then I think last week Tim Hoyt was playing there, who's a wonderful singer-songwriter. So you get this wonderful eclectic mix. So recommend that. Tuesday nights in the Jenny Lind.
Love it. So if you're Hastings based, or anywhere near in East Sussex somewhere, then pop over. Sounds good. And wherever you are, I think we would love to encourage you to go out and see live music. Find what these clubs are, what these regular events are in your area, and don't pigeonhole who's there. Go out and try something out.
It's kind of, and one thing we didn't talk about, which we'll cover on another show, unless we've already done it, I've literally no idea, is AI. Jonnie touched on it.
Yeah, so I think
I'm not sure if that was in the edit or not, but
no, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Right.
No.
But when
it's
we were
the
chatting to Jonnie,
the importance of live and physical music, as opposed to this sort of nebulous.
I think that's a
AI
really
stuff that's
that would
out
be a
there.
good subject for perhaps our next podcast.
You could get sort of sucked into hopelessness about how that's all going, and as I say, we'll cover it into
I'm
things. But
optimistic about it.
I am actually optimistic because I've been very heartened by seeing some projects where people have used it cleverly and not excessively.
Yeah.
There is a lot to talk about in terms of its environmental impact and things like that, which we would cover in another episode. But it's very interesting to see how we are adapting to, if you like, competition to our own brains. Definitely worth a chat at some other point. Anything else on your list, Josie?
I just think we should big up Bluebell Roots, actually. The website is bluebellroots.co.uk. Check it out, see what's coming up.
We've got a live event coming this weekend, haven't we? We're going to get this up before the event happens. Yes, we know you want to come, Megan, and you probably will.
So we have BT Booker coming on Sunday.
And now, is she based over here, or is she else?
She's up in North Kent, I think. Whitstable, I think.
Yeah.
I think, but BT comes. She was London.
Because we had her booked in at one point for a show previously, and it all had to be moved about and so on, didn't it? And
it was because of Easter and other events.
Yeah.
Yes, things got.
Again, I think from my experience of what I've seen, quite eclectic kind of influences on what she does. Definitely.
For sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, quite unique.
Good. So tickets still available on bluebellroots.co.uk. Have a look at the
we've got
Facebook
a great
page.
audience already,
Yeah.
but there's still plenty of room for others.
And
it's a big
actually, you know
hall, so there's more
what?
room.
I tell you what we should mention is Philippa, because Philippa, who will be cooking for us at Bluebell Roots this coming Sunday, has got a new book out. We should actually probably sit down and have a chat with Philippa for a
That would be lovely, wouldn't it?
for
Yes.
an extra slice. I was going to
Oh
say,
man,
which is
that would be a great show.
we should. And the other thing we've got planned up, thinking of things like that, which you've mentioned to Phil Jones of Long Way Home Recordings, Long Way Home Productions, I should say. We've set a date in the diary now to go over to the
we're going
studio.
to be going over there next week and having
having a chat.
spending a day with Phil.
Yeah, on the boat.
Which is going to be great. So we'll have a chat, little tour of the studio, talk about his work there, how they take the studio out to people, and also some of his other stuff that he does in terms of productions of theatre type stuff as well.
Yeah.
Those kind of musical.
Yes, he's got a show at the
productions
moment, which
that
is
he's
an
touring.
amazing show.
That's going to be great as well. So stay tuned. They say like and subscribe. Follow and subscribe. I think subscribe is the main thing with podcasts, isn't it? Well, don't we sound old?
Do all that stuff.
Yeah, do the
Yes.
thing so that you make
Yeah,
sure that it's
click-
in your feed.
Click the button.
Yeah, and then it will turn up, and you might be listening in your car, and suddenly we'll come on with a new episode. So that'll be great. So look out for that. But until then, enjoy this. Warm but slightly damp weather.
Normal weather.
By the time this goes out, it'll have changed.
Yes. Enjoy the average weather.
Average for the time of year. Indeed. So from me, Neil.
Oh, me,
Yeah.
Jim.
And me, Josie, / Joe.
We'll see you next time. Take care.
Bluebell Notes podcast was brought to you courtesy of Long Way Home Productions. At your place or ours, together we'll make your music really shine.